Now, I know I might be a little bit late to making a video like this because I did stop making videos towards the end of last week. Around Thursday or Friday, made videos for the weekend, and then I stopped. But a lot of people have been complaining about Commander 2018, and I honestly think it's justified. And I think that this tweet here by Saffron Olive is probably the best argument for why people should be upset. It's not that people aren't going to get a deck to play with anymore. It's not that people are complaining because they just don't like the commanders. It's not anything that I would consider nitpicking. It's a legitimate argument here. You have reprint value that has gone down here. He did the numbers right here. Commander 2016 averaged 8.4 reprints worth $3 or more per deck. Commander 2017 averaged 6.4, which it went down, but still, you're going to get some more value than 2018, which only averages 4. And keep in mind, this is before the decks are even out, so whatever valuable cards are getting reprinted in Commander 2018 are probably going to go down, and this is also including Sol Ring. Sol Ring is included for every single year here. So other than Sol Ring, there's only 3 other cards that would be considered worth $3 or more per deck. And that might be a stretch because Sol Ring is maybe $2.5. It holds its value because it's played in every single deck, really, but it shouldn't be one of the major reprints that people get excited for. And all of this isn't even mentioning the fact that the MSRP went up to 40. So this argument alone is enough to be disappointed in Commander 2018. You add in the fact that you're going to be spending $5 more than you did for last year's for an average of 2 less good reprints. I think that's pretty ridiculous. I think it shows a lack of creativity. So a lot of people seem to think they got lazy with this year's deck ideas, especially with the themes, not really making any interesting build around the theme. You just had generic cards that synergized with the lands for the land deck, and overall it just felt very generic. Now, I don't know exactly what prices are right now, but there was that card, Enchantress's Presence. I believe that card is one of the only expensive cards. I believe it was above $10, but it was only printed in Onslaught. It has never had a reprint, so I have a hard time believing that's going to hold its value. When you look at a lot of the other Enchantresses, they tend to be pretty cheap. So just everything combined, just fewer good reprints, a higher MSRP, a lack of creativity with the themes. I honestly don't think people are nitpicking about this. I think it's a genuine complaint here. The quality of this product is significantly lower than what it was last year and definitely the year before. Commander 2016 is arguably their high point with this product. You just had creativity out the ass. You had the partner mechanic. You had 4 color commanders. And this was all with 5 commander decks for that year. Last year, they went with a tribal theme, which may not have been as creative, but you had some interesting support for vampires, white vampires, something that we didn't really have before. You had a 5 color deck. You had some sort of change, innovation to the product that made people want to buy it, made people more excited for it. This current year, they're bringing back Planeswalker Commanders, which is sort of the thing that they're banking on getting people excited for. But we've already been there, done that. They already had Planeswalker Commanders in 2014. They gave us some Planeswalker Commanders in Battle Bond. While they're not as flexible, they're still Planeswalker Commanders. The problem with the Planeswalker Commanders that we have this year is that they seem to be very boring. Not saying that they can't be good or powerful. It just seems that the Lord Windgrace land theme deck doesn't really seem like it's going to do anything specifically with lands other than just synergize with them, discarding them, bringing them back. We already had decks like the Gitrog Monster, Omnath Locus of Rage. Doesn't really seem like we're doing anything different with those 2 commanders. The only thing that might be unique to me at least would be the Esper deck and the Bant deck. Those 2 are kind of unique. We have enchantments. There's a lot of ways that you can fool around with enchantments other than those Enchantress cards, and we don't really have too many of them in Bant anyway. And the strategy based around the totem armor isn't something that we've seen before, so that's kind of innovative. And you also have the top deck Matters with the Esper one, which is yet again something that we haven't really seen before. Making an entire deck based around that would be pretty cool. But these decks don't really seem to be filled with good value reprints or anything that's going to make you want to build this deck other than just getting the commander options. And there's no way in hell am I going to pay $40 to get the commander options. I'd rather just pay for them separately. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be spending $40. It's going up $5 more than it was the previous year, when most of it I'm just going to throw away or just not even touch again and only use the commander options. So not a very good outing here for Commander 2018, and it isn't even out yet. And we all know how crazy people can go for reprints before release. This isn't even out yet, and value is already terrible. I don't know the exact EV for each one of these decks, but I'm guessing it's either going to be exactly $40 right now or below it. I'd be very surprised if the EV was more than $40, which right now, a week or two before the actual release of the product, it should be an EV that is above $40. And it's not too much to ask that you get your money's worth for spending something like $40. It really takes no effort on their part just to reprint something that's good value, just to make it worth your money. I mean, it really doesn't take any effort there. And some people have actually used the argument. Most people have complained about Commander 2018, but the people that aren't complaining about it are using the defense that they've given us good reprints in Battle Bond and Core Set 2019, so we should just suck it up and deal with a $40 useless deck with no good value cards in it, which to me is pretty ridiculous. It's not costing them really any money just to reprint good value cards in a deck. And if they fix any sort of print run issues that they had, I think they fixed it with Commander 2017, they shouldn't worry about running out of decks. They shouldn't worry about people not being able to pick one of these up after a week, because that was really the issue with Commander 2016, people not being able to find the one that they wanted. I don't see that being a problem again this year. I think it's going to be like last year. There should be plenty of decks, maybe not every single deck, but you should still be able to find some. Even if you do put some good value cards in here, I'm talking good value reprints, not just valuable cards, like say a Teferi's Protection, you can afford to reprint a lot of cards, or even reprint something like a Doubling Season again, or a Crucible of Worlds for the land deck. It might have been too much to ask for them to reprint literally something after they just released a set with that reprint, but anything to add some more value into a deck. You're always going to run the risk of the deck being sold for way above MSRP because the demand for it is just way too high. I do understand the danger of putting way too many good reprints in a deck, but you should have at least 2 very good reprints in each one of these decks. I honestly do. That's my opinion. You're going to have the Soul Rings, you're going to have the Command Towers, you're going to have all these returning staples that are going to hold their value around $2 or $3 or whatever. We shouldn't be including those in the good value reprints. We should be talking about legitimately good cards that needed reprints. So again, to all the people who don't think it's a big deal, this is one of their best products. If you look at what sells really well, this isn't just your local game store, this is Walmart, Target, anywhere where they sell these. Casual players are going to buy them. Standard players buy these. They play Commander on the side. A lot of people play Commander now. So they're really hurting themselves when they jump the MSRP up to 40, making it a little bit more difficult for us to want to buy these, which I would have paid 40. I honestly think that they're worth $40 if you put good value cards in here. That's not so much the problem. The problem is putting in value to justify the MSRP increase. Again, doesn't really take a lot of effort on their part to put in good value reprints. It only really takes creativity, which this product this year, Commander 2018 across the board, a lot of people give me the same complaints about it. It's just not as creative. They kind of got lazy. Seeing a card like Scoop Mob, I don't hate the card, but I like it a lot less that it's been reprinted like for the millionth time. Really disappointing. And I know I'm not the only person that enjoys Commander and enjoys these products every single year. I've even suggested that they release 2 of these a year because they're that good. But sure enough, they've had their struggles. Oversaturation of products, dual decks that don't do well, anthologies that don't do well, and we're probably going to have a signature spellbook series that isn't going to do well. It just adds up. They're trying to sell us so much stuff that isn't going to do very well, and when the stuff that they actually do sell that's a hit, like the Commander product, does terribly or people just hate it, it doesn't look good for them. I think a lot of people are still going to buy these, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as many as they did last year, because I see a lot of comments, I see a lot of tweets like this, and then now I see people not wanting to buy any Commander 2018. And just to let you guys know, I actually pre-ordered all 5 of the Commander 2016 decks because I thought those were amazing. I only got 2 of the Commander 2017 ones, and I might only get 1 or 2 of Commander 2018, but I'm a lot less likely to try and rush to my local game store to pick them up out of fear that a lot of people are going to go and get them first, because I just don't think demand is going to be there for this year's set. But hey, this was the year for feedback. They were trying to pay attention to what the rules committee wanted. They got that guy Scott Larrabee involved in the design process. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but hey, why don't you involve feedback from the actual community? You get to find out what people are willing to buy, what people actually want to spend $40 on. So there's problems with that. There's problems with looping them in, and then there's just problems with them lacking creativity, not thinking outside of the box this year. It doesn't look good. They're going to have to recover from this. Probably going to make a Commander Masters later this year. That should be fun. But anyway, let me know what you think about Commander 2018. I'm not going to say it's complete garbage yet because, again, we haven't played it, but it doesn't look good. There are legitimate complaints here. I think it's beyond nitpicking at this point. If you look at the numbers, it makes sense why so many people are dissatisfied with Commander 2018. But anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Keep playing Commander, keep the format alive. Void here signing off. See you all next video.